What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them.
I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else. My will is my own.
I think it's safe to say this is what's disrupting our beacons. I've seen primitive trains like this in old ruins. Never liked the look of them. These readings have a bearing. Gravimetric distortions leading out past orbit. Like footprints. Like a trail we're meant to follow. Guardian, I'm sending coordinates your way. It appears we have an invitation.
Welcome to stream, by the way, everybody. Can I just say, how many times are we going to replace Sycora's VA? I don't mind because Deborah Wilson is she's a legend as far as VAs go, but it's crazy that you can clearly tell that doesn't sound like Ikora. Let's see what we're going in with. I'd prefer to do my usual shtick if you don't mind. personally. Unable to equip. Is it because of this? I hope Dim is working. Stream is going to contain some notes, that's for sure. And I think my loadout was full, or my vault space was full. I didn't care enough to try to... Ooh. Yep. Yep, okay. Alright, here's what we're gonna do, actually. Just removing whatever I don't need right now. I'm gonna trip. It's a promise. If I can even get like a good 30% of my vault space back, that would be good. TBH. That is a pretty good roll, isn't it? Okay. We'll come back to that because I don't know what all went into these stat changes. We will come back now. Do I need this? Is this the crafted? No. Thorax, suppose, is probably a weapon I won't be using ever, but I do like the concept. There's a reason as to why I'm doing this, by the way, aside from just trying to get my vault space back, but more on that in a moment. say this gets me... This gives me some breathing room. I would say, I would figure. Delete these extra class items. That would have excited me back in the day. I guess that's also a good point. It's the rarity. Let's get rid of all blues, shall we? Okay, that was the only blue. What about this guy? Oh, this is the only one. It's the only one I need. It's the only one I want. No. Alright, let's say we're good. Okay. Start at rank 2. Okay. Now we can do that. Complete the Edge of Fate introduction quest, activate perks. Okay. Sounds good to me. Open portal. Before we do that, hold on. Oh, the game said no. Okay. That's fair. Third iteration, which I heard was supposed to be pretty good. Fita. Okay. But what about the armor? Oh, this looks pretty normal. Yeah, these look pretty normal, actually. Okay. What about this guy? It's a reskin. It has lights now. And it has this little Dead Space, whatever this is. Chest cover. But this looks like a reskin of the Lost Pacifica chest from way back when. And here's our first ornament. Oh, that's a shame. I was almost convinced I would use this. Not good. Does the lighting change? It sure does. What about on this guy? Nice. More on that development. Oh, okay, and then this is just a reskin of like the base armor. Okay. Alright, that's fine actually, yeah. So I might actually use this. What's the helmet? Has this little face covering right here, and it almost kind of does represent that like Dead Space aesthetic a little bit. We can remove this somehow. Be kind of neat. Ooh. Wow. This is nice symbolism right here. Phoenix to represent rebirth. So it's supposed to be like a new era of like Destiny. I get what they're going for. Oh, is that a skull? Finally get like a skull helmet in the game. I don't understand it. Okay. And this is the portal, and then you can just kind of just do this expansion stuff. Doesn't allow me to click or scroll. It's a damn shame. This is how we do like the normal stuff. The shooting range, that's good. It's real good. 801. I think we'll start there actually. So there's a bunch of stuff we need to pick up. Wait. Thought I could choose a solo instance. Okay, so now we need to see what is... let's see here. Let's get both of them. For some reason, this loadout still doesn't work despite me having both of them. Oh, it's because of the sword. Just move this. So I want a hand cannon in that slot. Hopefully. Essentially. Actually, no, we want something with kinetic trim. That's what I would prefer. So that, read this.
What can I do for you, Titan?
Goodness.
Let's see what we've got for each other.
Let me unlock it. Just allow that, big man. Wishful ignorance will probably want kit. Frenzy Blade is going to be pretty good. Give me this. I heard about this one. You can throw your hammer and then you can recall it. That sounds pretty cool. At first I thought that was just a buff that hammer received. No. Collecting a fire sprite or rapid solar final blows, making a forge master, allowing you to recall your throwing hammer. Impacting a target, recall your hammer at full intensity to perform a perfect recall. If you say so. And melee's more potent now, so from what I heard, it's like it's nerfed in some aspects or reworked. So rather than things being multiplicative, they're just additive. So it's usually I'd be hesitant of like some melee that doesn't outright like buff your melee damage, but if melee damage has been increased, I don't think that's too big of an issue anymore. I'm gonna head to Ada, talk to her real quick. Get moving. We'll get moving. We'll get moving.
I'm an armorer.
My beloved. Ada looks up from her work as you approach. I've been doing some Sieve. Customized reinforcements for a veteran guardians. She gestures to some neatly stacked boxes, which light the room with an enticing yellow glow. I discovered a method to reproduce some of our most effective armor. Wonderfully, but proved too expensive for mass production. It would be a waste to let the prototypes go unused. The Vanguard authorized me to distribute them. She hands you a small pile of requisition orders. Just remember, I only have so many to hand out. Once you've made your selections, let me know, and I'll pull them out as we push. Okay, so this is just interesting. So you just get your pick of fire all of these grayed out though. We'll get one of these one more time, so that was kind of a waste of what we did earlier.
See you next time,
See.
perhaps.
Oh, I guess we can't. So we get 20 free exotics to work with just to kind of build. What's this looking like? I know Consecration got nerfed, right? Fragment slots 2. That used to be a 3. And so are we missing a fragment slot? I guess we'll find out once we go to the firing range. I hope they didn't nerf the amount of consecration signs you're allowed. So I do agree they had to ramp it, but I don't think. I think reducing its charges is going to be very good. Oh, nice. Okay, so we... Oh, wait, no. I thought we just got nicked. Just because... Okay. Oh, that was our armor ornament. It gave us the... Is it still bugged? Is it still bugged and it doesn't move? How have you guys not fixed this? Or unless they decided to leave it alone, but this is bugged. Or unless... Okay, wait a minute. So there's Heart's Pledge and then Heart's Purity, so I guess they gave you the model that's bugged. And then the model that actually has, like, the moving bits, if you care about that sort of thing. Okay. That's actually pretty nice of them, but it's bugged. Let's get the caddy. Let's grab New Land Beyond. Come back to collect the sparrow and what do you call it? A leader bait. This is the Star Wars stuff. It's actually a pretty nice cape. Oh, and this is for Titan. So we Titans get a cape now. Okay. Oh, is it a part of the helmet? No. I guess it would be the mark, right? No. Is it the shoulders? What's giving us the cape? Why don't we get a cape?
Jam on me this time.
So it ain't the mark, it's not the helmet doing it. If it's the legs, that would be crazy. I guess we just don't get to see. More on that development later.
Checking now.
That's stat distribution. It's rolled health and melee, so I guess we would prefer this one.
Received.
Let's get rid of these guys.
Check, check, check.
Dispose of that, so that doesn't matter anymore.
Done. Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck. Good luck.
Always something new at every time.
Easy. See what the seasonal stuff is. Eh. There we go, that's what we're looking for. Ergo's son gets a new ornament.
Double time.
I don't know about that one though.
Our inventory
Well,
is
so we
stocked,
shouldn't do
so
already.
no rush.
Conditional finality rather. Splicer variant. That looks decent. Nice that Braytech look to it.
Anything you want?
What's this fighting lion? Vex nonsense to it. Boston. Oh, that's cool. Okay. And Graviton Spike, which we will need to grab at some point. Some good things about it. Finally get a Worm God ornament. So I might actually use one.
It's
I'll get
easy
some
math,
ornaments.
Guardian. You got the silver, Eververse has the goods.
Spoke a bit finisher, it's not. Thanks for warm God.
Won't fit.
Too big a fan of that aesthetic. Next up on the list is to go check out the firing range, which I'm curious if we're able to get to from the tower itself, where we have to load into an instance. Do not see a way to get over there. It's interesting. So when I come to the shooting range, which I guess makes sense, I thought it would have allowed you to teleport there from the tower. Gonna do some light testing here, because so there were some different UI elements that I noticed when I was watching like the test streams, but to the bottom left there you can see that there's a special and heavy icon that builds up. I'm assuming that's your this is based off of kills. EPS and then damage. I'm assuming that resets it. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, and then this enables them to actually shoot at me. Is it broken? Did I break it? Oh. Oh, it just cleans up the board. Okay. This right here is just a way to test like your damage resistance. Yeah. You can actually do that. And at least the amount of consecrations you're allowed to do is unnerfed. Which is the aspect itself was. Because that would have been very... It wouldn't have been very good. And then there were certain exotics that got buffed that do you want to take a look at? See if we even have them. So you got this guy right here. This got buffed. I kind of want to see what this does now, because apparently this is next gen Galahorn for bows. I'm assuming at some point we're just going to get Galahorn for every weapon variant. But guidance grenades, what was it, like 5 or 6 shots in order to proc? So you can now just do that. Get a new wave. Not bad. So it's more forgiving to proc in like scenarios where you would actually want to proc it, and I think. Okay, let's get a champ actually. So yeah, alright, so it just builds on hits now. So this is a very forgiving weapon to like actually use. So it's just building on hits. Okay, that's very potent. This is cool. This actually follows the... Okay, that's actually really good. That's huge QOL. Because it used to be that the ring would just stay on its axis, and it wouldn't move with, I believe, the player. And I'm going to say I believe it moves with the player that created the ring, not just everybody. That's what we think, at least. Okay, and then as far as that goes, let's see what else. There was something else that I was really curious about. Before we get to that, I need to know about this here. Ammo is now earned determined game-wide by filling a meter with progress gained from kills and assists. The amount of ammo granted by bricks and PvE has been modified correspondingly. Okay. So that's good. Let's see here. Let's see here. Vigilance Wing, we don't really need to see that, but bonus can now activate when running solo. PvE. Hierarchy of needs, we just checked that out. Dead Man's Tale got a pretty sizable stack buff to Cranial Spike, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Who knows? +1 rounds reloaded. Reloads 2 rounds. Did it always reload 2? I forgot. Wicked Implement is now a rapid fire scout rifle. Now takes 1 additional hit to start slowing into freeze to account for the faster rate of fire. Bumped up the magazine. Okay. Heart Shadow ammo reserves increased. Roll 9-0. Devil's Ruin got a buff and also somewhat of a nerf. Tommy's Matchbook got a rework. It seems added a burning screen effect while the player takes self-damage from ignition trigger. Other players who are taking self-damage from ignition trigger will have a burning effect surrounding their model. Hipfire self-damage now deals 50% less damage than ADS. Catalyst removed improved health regen. Final blows will now activate Cure. Winter Bite reduce the amount of melee damage. I'm not smart enough to put numbers or anything on that, but apparently it's not too big of a nerf, and if anything, you got a slight damage increase because of the melee changes. Reduce the delay of precision kill. Reduce the delay of the explosion for Ace of Spades. I'm assuming this is to fall in line with other on-kill procs. I would test out Devil's Ruin, but I would have to pull it from collection. I don't care on DMT to pull it out of collection. Don't care enough about Choir of One to pull it out of collection. Two-Tailed Fox didn't really get much there. Just a PvP change. Arch Shadow sounds interesting. It's just they increase the ammo reserves, but I don't know how much that's going to do in actuality. So basically, Tommy's Matchbook and World 9-0 received a pretty good, or Hierarchy of Needs rather received a pretty good buff. World 9-0 got... I'm going to call it a buff, because the back-to-back chain, that was pretty hard to use in practice, but it's still not going to be a good bossing, because it requires you to now defeat a target to proc Tesseract again. This is coming from the sword user, by the way. Okay. So I'm basically deciding what we would want to take into the campaign. I'm assuming if no Land Beyond or new Land Beyond drop is good. Take a look at that. Scoring precision hits increases this weapon's damage until the wielder's defeat. Massively increases ammo reserves. Okay, okay. Let's put that on it so it looks like a rifle. While this weapon is at high stacks of master, new rounds are continually loaded into the magazine. Landing a precision hit substantially increases this weapon's target acquisition. Okay. So with that in mind, maybe we want this guy back. Okay. Spawn a new wave, and I guess I should be looking up damage I'm actually to target. Almost getting to 6,000. So what's the cap here? 9? 10? It's 11. It's 25. Let's change the... Let's do Cabal. those changes to the Grandmaster. I'm just wondering how high we can take this. Oh, it only... Okay, so the damage capped off after a while. So there, it didn't cut off, but rather there's diminishing returns after a certain point. It's very interesting. So the question is, do we want to take this and then something else? So I am all for that, actually. I do need to see if any changes have a stronghold. So I would have... Oh, okay. Literally 0. Let's see if Riza's cap matters here. No. Okay, very interesting. I guess we'll try this out. Get into the campaign. I could have sworn that this game used HDR. Yes, it does. Okay. We had changed it to 105. So, okay, no. Sorry, we had changed it to 85 due to ruin. I forget why. There was a reason as to why. I remember. So I used to play it around 103 and then changed it. I was doing my solo flawless for Warlords Ruined. I just don't remember as to why. There's an enemy that we're missing right here, this pylon. Vanguard enemies. So it's just these training demons. We don't get loose and brood. This does count as a boss, okay. Very interesting. It's very neat, guys. You get a chance to try that out. So I think there's so much to learn from that. I think people can actually experiment on their own without getting to watch them fucker on YouTube. Respectfully, of course. I'll need to change that bind. So I can't scroll down. Let's take a look at the modifiers. So tier 2, which would be legendary, I guess.
Guardian, welcome to Kepler, as the Vanguard Archive calls it.
Don't
The
lie to me and say
gravimetric
that's like
distortions we tracked from the
Deborah
EDZ are
Wilson.
tangled in an excess of dark matter.
There's
In our
Deborah
records,
Wilson playing
this
Deborah Wilson.
planetoid was confirmed to be unoccupied and inert. But these readings indicate a singularity.
We ain't got all that.
Something's keeping this planetoid stable and our matter intact, but... Guardian, there's a black hole here on Kepler. This is dangerous. If at any point this singularity destabilizes, it could swallow us and take the entire Sol system with it. We need to find whoever sent our invitation. They need our help.
That's not my rifle.
Guardian, I can see you've got Elixni hostiles incoming. I'm picking up what I think is a distress signal. I've been able to isolate a radio signal through the telemetry. It had some primitive decryption on it. Should only take me a moment.
It's kind of pretty for a desert landscape. I like this. Like, this is how deserts actually look. At least around Hong Kong.
Watch your head.
Very pretty.
I've never seen Elixni move like this. Mind their vertical, Guardian.
Hey, hold on a second. Okay. Do you imagine? It's our brick. Probably be keeping an eye on us.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Lodi transmitting. Strange matter detected. Singularity opening near local HI and NHI population.
I can't tell when this Mayday was sent. Whoever made it understands the danger this place is in.
Ikora, it looks like we've got a blockade up ahead.
Goodness. Grand Glaives.
A singularity, a distress call, and now another ancient train. But how do they all connect? More importantly, how can we help? The status of the singularity will worsen with time. We can't do anything about that right this moment. But discovering a locking mechanism this complex and a radio transmission that sounds human means we could be on the precipice of encountering another pocket of civilization. By my triage, the most effective thing we can do right now is find the source of the distress signal. The trail we're following leads past the train, then scatters. We'll need to get through to find who called for help. The mechanism here appears to be missing some pieces. I've tracked materials nearby that closely match the frequency of the device. Find them, Guardian.
Fair enough.
Lodi transmitting.
I'm going to see if these transmissions can give us any more information. Dark matter spike in your vicinity. Could be one of the gravimetric distortions Drifter was talking about. Guardian, you all right?
Except where we have to turn into that damn ball. Okay, I thought that was screen burn-in, I was gonna say. Yeah, no.
Well, this sure is new. All your vitals appear to be in order, but your molecules are moving unbelievably fast.
Guardian, this energy pattern is distinct from your expected paracausal signature. It matches the dark matter readings from when we landed. It appears you've managed to somehow fuse with dark matter.
So did. I thought we were supposed to die, no? Did. Okay. see what happens. Did this sword always have 46 reserve? I don't remember. It's a brook.
send a train to invite us to a black hole? Seems whoever sent our invitation values consistency and catastrophic interference.
About that. I got info, but you're not gonna like it.
Try me.
The gravimetric distortions, the dark matter, the weird train, an invitation? There's only one group of jokers I know who get up to those kinds of theatrics. The Nine.
Well, that certainly is a theory. Although I would expect to have already heard from the emissary if that was the case.
The conditionals to these. I'm hoping that I'll get proved wrong at some point, but I was hoping that this was going to be more in line with like Diablo and their style of armor set bonuses where it augments an ability or a play style. Let's see as we go along. Not too interested in conditional thingies. Do we no longer need enhancement? Is that what this is? So this can just be level 22. Alright. I don't want to enhance this guy just yet. Not just yet. Around with hierarchy of needs for a little bit.
I'm going to rerun the telemetry to see if I can find another radio transmission and get us some answers.
Achieved precarious stabilization, but still request evacuation due to hostile NHI. If we can't close the singularity, we're pulling everyone in with us. Anyone? You out there?
Odd. The timestamp on this transmission doesn't make sense. It comes after the Mayday, but the timestamp says it was recorded many months before. Either someone is intentionally trying to scramble these transmissions, or the singularity is causing more problems than we thought.
Back so I can hit you again. That's not how I wanted that to go. Frenzied Blade charge. Frenzied Blade and Flechette Storm briefly increase their damage with each strike pulses from your return melee energy. This has a pretty cool aesthetic, it's just it doesn't work with what I do. These big goblin. Oh, the lights don't change? Yeah. Big goblin. So I guess we would want to find I guess we would want to find like an armor set that increases efficacy with like bows or something. They ever had crawling? Oh, I take no forms.
It's the same Elixni combatants from earlier. They are persistent. Stay vigilant and don't let them come back again.
I thought I recognized those symbols. This is the House of Exile. last time we encountered these Elixni was on Luna. They're called the Exiles because each of them were exiled from their original house.
I suppose the floating orb could not
That's the
open a
last of them,
chest.
and we've got what we need. Let's
That
head
is
back to
definitely
the
fair.
train and see if we can't get past that blockade.
No more transmissions on the backlog, and the timestamps are all off. Keep heading for the train. Maybe we can triangulate a location. Suppose you're right, Drifter, and we are dealing with the Nine. You have the most experience with them. What did you observe in your interactions?
Rumor has it the Nine are extra-dimensional, caught in the gravity of Sol's heaviest hitters. You know, planets, moons, stuff like that. There are aliens, and there are aliens. And these guys are aliens. They don't live in this dimension, which means they can mess with you.
The Nine can scheme all they like, but until they affect the real world, let's not give them more power than they actually possess.
Trespass. trespass the domain of the once exile, chosen of the giver. I am Archon Prime, sovereign of this orbit, speaker of the voice invisible.
Interesting. That Elixir wasn't an Archon. I wonder what that was all about.
In the wake of destruction, one exile falls, and three more rise.
Hold on. That same voice, this Archon's voice, is coming from another Elixir. I'm not sure what's going on.
Exiles! I prophesied the deathless arrival. Creatures cradled and kissed by the infinite curse of the great machine.
Deathless? That sounds like you, Guardian, but, derogatorily.
Design bids us destroy them. Bring death to the deathless. Fulfill the destiny of the House of Exile. Strengthen the singularity and ascend.
That voice is coming from another Elixir. can't understand how that voice jumped from one exile to another. The witness could possess, but that required a civilization's worth of darkness. Could something have drawn them here? Maybe the high concentration of dark matter is boosting this Archon connection to darkness.
Darkness is about connection of memory, but it doesn't work like that. And dark matter, in spite of the name, has nothing to do with darkness.
So this is something else entirely. Huh. One of the Archon's lackeys dropped something.
Ophiuchus's energy readings are spiking. This is a container of dark matter, the same connected to the Singularity. Don't let that go.
Hold it. Who do you work for, and what's your business here?
Telemetry originates at this location, but the signal is weak.
What are you doing here?
We're Guardians, from Earth's vanguard. Circumstances suggest we were invited, but we don't know who sent the invitation.
Earth?
Have you been here a while?
I have journal entries tallying 4 weeks, but my 5 o'clock shadow says a day. Something's wrong with time. It's my job to investigate. You picked up something that's special to the people here. Use it. I'll see you on the other side. We can talk there. You can, tell me all about Earth.
That's the man who sent the distress signal. But he didn't seem in distress.
Something's wrong with time.
I'm curious as to how our contact intends to fix it. But his observations seem to be correct.
And we just got here. There's probably a whole mess of time nonsense just around the corner.
Agreed. This train's temporal presence is concerning.
That's the least of our worries. The real head-scratcher is our new friend seeing the people here.
Ikora did say she suspected sentient life.
Sorry for all that earlier. My name's Lodi. My introductions aren't usually that rude. Come on, let me show you around. Your companion gave me a debrief about your mission before she insisted on meeting the scientists here.
Scientists?
Oh yeah, the Ionians are brilliant. They've been great hosts since I showed up here a few weeks back.
Objects from a different time were sent to us, like we were called or invited. Did you get one too?
Of sorts. I got a call of my own. I hope your ride was smoother than mine. Are you headed back to Earth after?
Are you asking for a ride?
It's just conversation. Appreciate the offer. I'm staying with the locals for a while. Time distortions all over this place. The Elixni make it hard to traverse further out. Fascinating, aren't they? You know, the language structure is similar to Finnish. Keep an eye out for the House of Exiles. They didn't like me getting close with my recorder. If you're here to sort out the time anomaly, it sounds like we're on the same side. I'll help you look into your calling card. You help the locals with some of the weightier tasks. You seem like you can handle yourself. First in a few words, I can appreciate that.
It's no one north like you've never seen before.
Ionians were able to temporarily stabilize the singularity. They prevented their planet from splitting until someone could help. I'm as surprised as you they've eluded us for so long, but this place is shrouded in dark matter. It could have cloaked the presence of sentient life from the outside. Ghost, did you find the source of the distress signal?
We've made contact with Lodi, here in the settlement. He's offered to help us look into our invitation, if we help the people here. He seems trustworthy, but his presence here feels very convenient.
Yeah, by the look of him, I'd say he's as out of place as we are.
Greetings, Ione. You guys are kind of just chilling while there's like a fight going on out there. I respect it. Okay, and then what's your deal? Kiosk, Elixni informer from the House of Exile. The inscrutable Elixni wears exile colors and eyes see warily distress. Peaceful exiles are few and far between, but you cannot discern the intent behind his insect-like chittering, and he makes no attempt to clarify for your benefit. Fair enough. Do I put that anomalous object there? The language of the interface is indecipherable. The altars appear to be empowered. It cannot possess a strange-lit capsule integration. Ghost is tracing power transfers around the altar site. The source appears to be dark matter conduits, most likely kept away from the Ionian security zone for safety. Ghost believes it to be possible to restore power. Okay. Alright, but say I just want to go through this then what? Okay. Alright, now we perish. That is fair enough. Can't go through this yet. This is interesting. Seems like this power source can be interacted with at some point. What was the point of that? Need to keep using New Land Beyond. Undiscovered fallen tech. That sort of arms, interesting. Drones must be Vex then. We saw in that area. Sort of strange material. Appreciate it. Sorry everybody, I got a package. How they look later. That's what I plan on doing. Is that I did it to oppose. It's a new looking rifle.
Hello? This is Lodi. Ms. Ray said you received my distress call. Ms. Ray asked that I contact the little Sputnik to work with you both on next steps.
Sputnik?
Is there something I should call you? Apart from Guardians, of course.
This is the Guardian. You can call them Guardian, thank you. I am called Ghost.
Pleasure to be working with you, Mr. Ghost. The Ionians are in less dire straits now, but if anything triggers the singularity, we risk losing the planetoid. Between a black hole on one side and the Archon on the other, the locals had no choice but to seal their settlement. They've been trying to track down that capsule you picked up for ages. Head to the big mechanism at the center of the village. The Ionians call it the Altar of Relativity.
Guardian, the trail we followed here to this planetoid is the strongest through that mechanism.
The singularity must be beyond there. Contained thanks to the Ionians. If Drifter's right, the source of our invitation and the source of the singularity are one and the same. I think the Nine are here. Keep this to yourselves for the moment. Our top priority is stabilizing this planetoid, unless the Nine plan to interfere. They're not a concern.
Lodi, we're at the altar.
Mr. Ghost, this is Lodi. Excellent. Go ahead and drink the contents.
Drink?
No, that can't be right. You do not want to do that. Just say again, do not drink the dark matter in that container. Pour the contents into the mechanism. Hold on, I was provided a diagram. I am so sorry. Ionian verbs change based on the size and shape of the container. I'm still getting a hang of the beverage cutoff. Seems to be somewhere around 2 liters. Anyways, the canister contents need to get poured into the mechanism, and all you need to do is drop it in.
Assuming there will be a legendary resource as well. Just another one of these batteries. Same battery can be found here. The altar relativity appears to be a relic of a bygone era, a jump drive converted from pre-Golden Age technology. It's been damaged and repaired with components that are obviously straining to contain the forces surging inside. Ghost remarks, singularity stabilizers likely aren't an off-the-shelf item. The Ionians have been extremely clever and resourceful in the assembling of this complex device, despite their relative lack of resources. Still, the altar is definitely unstable. Strangely, it appears to be the only method of effectively stabilizing the altar and, by extension, the singularity.
Guardian? Mr. Ghost? Allow me to introduce you to Dean Rebecca, leader of the Ionians.
Dean Rebecca. I've never heard the name Dean. It's beautiful.
Well, the Ionians use this sort of academic hierarchy from what I can tell, and... Wait, you've never heard the title Dean before?
No. Is it an Ionian name?
No, they use it as a mark of high status here. Oh, and so you know, they haven't seen other humans in centuries. Be patient with them. Our presence here is tremendously significant.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys aren't holding anything. There's Dean Rebecca. Right. I'm assuming eventually we'll be able to understand the Dean.
Translating what I can, the Dean's honored to encounter the first new humans in centuries. She says the Ionians' deity, the thing they call the Holy Anomaly, is on the other side of the altar, threatened by the singularity. The capsule we put into the altar stabilizes rings of the lock to keep the singularity contained. It's a collection of dark matter she called a strangelet. You'll need to get through the lock if you want to find out what's on the other side. We'll need your muscle, Guardian.
Here we go. Seen this before. Does my tangle count as dark?
So Lodi, tell me more about how you got here. The more we know, the better chance we can find a solution.
All I know is I woke up here 4 weeks ago in a singed suit. I don't remember how I got here. I know I'm from Earth, I remember my family, but not much else.
That sounds like how a light bearer would wake up, but you don't have a ghost.
No, I'm alive. I mean, you probably know more about this place than I do. But I do remember hearing Guardians have a complicated relationship with memory. Is there any truth to that?
That's a fairly common question. Guardians forget who we were before our first resurrection. We forget in exchange for the light.
Shame. Feels cruel.
So it's gonna take a while to get used to all this stuff that I have to like kind of take a look at. Feels overwhelming right now, but I feel like spending a few days with this, I might have a better understanding in the future. What did I recently collect? Okay, I just took that. Okay. Cool. Translations. The day I see with curiosity, that recognition. So we basically have like Google Translate up right now, and we're kind of just telling her to speak.
Drifter, you brought them my message, capsized. Find my frequency. I'm not Neon.
No way. Orin. Neon. Orin, what happened to you? I thought you were locked in as the Nine's errand runner. You were gone.
Yes, but my memory is a mess. It's all vetiver. Oh, damn it. Rig transponder. You can pinpoint my location.
I guess that's about all I have time for right now. I'm gonna pick up stream a little later in the evening. No. Your dinner and all that good stuff for later. Pick up stream after. Maybe. We'll see. And I do want to stream most of the expansion, so. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch me a bit later. Might be live on TikTok as well.